So here we are on recipe 2. We're going for the chocolate fudge cake, a winner in everybody's book really, but we are doing it with white chocolate instead of milk chocolate. As my son said earlier, he wanted milk chocolate. Chocolate I'm using is Green and Black's white chocolate, but it's got the Madagascar vanilla for a creamy taste, so a little bit of vanilla in there to add a little bit of extra flavour. First thing to do is turn your oven on to, if it's fan assisted, 140, normal oven 160, gas mark 3. Then you've got to line a baking tray, which I've done properly for a change. Usually I'll wing it and just shove it all in and cut it, but I've done it properly so that you can see what you should do. It's a 22 by 32 centimetre tin. I've just used a bit of the buttered paper, and then I've cut the parchment at the bottom, and then basically you cut the sides, but actually you fold a little bit and cut, you can see there, like a little bit of, so that it goes in neatly and your cake comes out nicely. That's that. Then in here we've got, from the recipe will be on the front of the YouTube video. So in here we've got sugar, the chocolate, brown sugar, the chocolate, butter, and 100 ml of water. And basically we just melt that together, and once that's melted we then add in 2 beaten eggs, 200 grams of self-raising flour, and 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and that's it. Pop it all in and let it bake. I've weighed out the flour and the cocoa powder, but I haven't sieved it, so I shall sieve that when this is all mixed together. The topping is a mixture of condensed milk, this white chocolate as well, and butter. So with that, again, you gently, on a really low light, melt that, and once it's all melted together you leave that to cool, because it's got to be spreadable and, you know, quite firm for the top, so it needs to cool down a little bit. So we'll just carry on mixing this. The topping, they've put sprinkles on. I bought some mini jazzles. Jazzies, actually. Jazzles, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? Yeah, jazzies to go on the top, which are going to look nice against the white. The cake, Heidi's filming today. What's the cake for, Heidi, tomorrow?
Somebody is getting married, so it's for that.
Yeah, so they all take in something sweet, which is a really nice idea. So hopefully they will enjoy my white chocolate fudge cake. As I said, I'm working my way through the book. Next week, this chicken liver parfait works superbly every time, but it does take a long time. It's not really one that we can actually do filming quite quickly. So I'm going to go for the Il Risotto al Vino Novo. Do you like that? Does that sound good? So which is a red wine risotto with pecorino and sausage, which sounds really, really nice. So I'm going to do that because a lot of people don't really know how to make risotto or are scared of making it. And actually, once you've mastered the skills of risotto, you've got it in your repertoire, you do it all the time. That one's, like I say, going to be with red wine, that's easy for you to say. Red wine, pecorino and sausage. However, I am actually going to make one tonight for tea, and we're going to have pea and parmesan and some pancetta. All the peas. You like that, huh? It's because it's National Pea Week, so I've got some fresh peas, and I'll use some garden peas as well. But that's our tea tonight, and that will be on my Instagram. So let's get this melted. Doesn't take very long. I mean, obviously every slice of this is going to be low calorie, so you don't have to worry about watching your figure. Doesn't actually say. Let's say this is a good food recipe, which I love the good food site, because it everything usually works out. Oh yeah, 502 calories per serving. That's very low fat, isn't it? We can take the specs off now. I can see what I'm doing. The specs are as I'm getting older, can't see anything close up. So if I'm reading a menu like that, normal, it's all blurry, but if I put it back like that, I can read it. So thought it was best to go to the opticians and get the spectacles sorted. Right, so nearly there. Actually smells really caramelly already. Just going to turn it up a little bit. Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's give this one a stir because this is starting to melt as well. Don't want to burn anything, just want it to melt gently. Okay, here we go. And when you're adding the flour and the eggs, you can actually use a hand whisker if you want to, either an electric or one that you just whisk yourself. I just use my whisk. I find it quite easy to get any lumps out. If you mix the flour in, then you don't really get lumps. There we go. Job done. That's all melted together nicely. And that vanilla, give it just a little bit of extra je ne sais quoi. Right, take it off the heat, add your flour and cocoa powder. Dip all of that in. Little tip I learnt when I was training as a chef, just to pop it against your hand. And that make all the flour, cocoa powder, icing sugar or whatever go through. A few lumps and bumps in there. That's what they say on an aircraft, isn't it, when there's a bit of turbulence coming up. There's a few lumps and bumps coming up and you're hanging onto your seat, white knuckles, thinking, shit, really? I have these lumps and bumps, then wow. There we go, I'll just push those. That's that. 2 eggs. Organic eggs I use. I try and get them from local farms, etc. Those are just beaten. Pop those in, and then, like I say, I just whisk it all in together with a whisk, but you can use electric. So do a fold and then a whisk, and a fold and a whisk. Obviously, you don't want any lumps. Elbow grease, lift it up a little bit, put it there in, even though you use self-raising flour, it doesn't hurt to incorporate a bit more air. It smells chocolatey, doesn't it? There we go. Quick, simple bake a cake, tray bake. In we go. Then we pop that in the oven for 50 minutes. Obviously, you can pop a little skewer in the middle, and if it comes out clean, that means your cake is cooked. So that's ready to bake, and then we'll do as we did the other mixture, just melt that completely, and when that's melted we'll put that either in the fridge or a cool place and let it start to thicken, and that will be your topping. But you can see there's the brown bits in there, well, black bits, that's actually the vanilla from the chocolate. So again, maximising flavour with white chocolate. So there you go, you can see it's just all coming together. And when it's baked, I'll show you the topping. How simple is that? Come back to you soon. Hiya! Right, I've finished it. Oh, happy hiya. Chocolate fudge cake, but I've made it with white chocolate instead of milk chocolate. And yes, the filming's different because we had a bit of a time lapse. But look at this beauty. Slices perfectly. It's actually for a dinner party I'm having tonight. Well, not a dinner party, just friends coming around. So they're gonna love it. Because I did it for Heidi's friends. Look, nice and moist. I'm not going to eat any at the minute, but I've got to be very pleased with it. Perfect. Comes out the tin perfectly. So on my next one's going to be the sausage risotto. So until next time, see you guys. Take care.